Hey folks, how you doing out there today? Remo here. We are back out on my new SnowRunner mod map, which is the Shaller Mountains. Basically, things are coming along pretty good on the map so far. Again, this is Aftershock 2 was originally what this map was built for. Basically, long story short, Aftershock was a really intensive map to build. Took a lot of time. Started on the second one, had a whole bunch of really cool ideas, and at one of the seasons, at some point, the devs took away. There was a whole bunch of cargo that you could just put on the map and use through the editor, and they removed that. I'm sure they had a reason, but it kind of stopped all the ideas I had for it. So I kind of lost it on this map and just kind of put it aside. In fact, you can download it currently. I wouldn't even say half-built version. I've changed a lot so far, and I've kept a lot the same. Gotta say, I was really ambitious on the waterfalls and stuff in this map, and I have spent a ton of time making them more realistic. Waterfalls don't work fantastic in this editor engine. I'm giving it 110%. Pretty soon I'll show you some videos. I was looking around. This is the first time I've actually been in on the map in quite a while. I have had a really busy last couple weeks. You haven't seen much from me on the YouTube channel. Bottom line is, it takes good 4 or 5 hours to put one of these videos together and edit everything and get it all ready to go. And I just haven't had that much time. I've been kind of hopping in half an hour at a time. Seems like the last little while, get home from work, get all the family dinner stuff done, everyone off to bed, and I got about half an hour in me and I'm ready to go to bed. So I've just been focusing on getting it. Like, I have been building the map. YouTube's about the first thing that's got to kind of get cut back in life when there just isn't enough time. So not that I haven't been thinking about it, just hasn't been doable lately. So again, good news is I've been trucking away, as you can see. SnowRunner reference there. But I'm really, almost the whole map is covered now. I've finished the other half. You can see I got a lot of the signs in. I got a lot of the loading areas and stuff, which again, for the single map, is going to be quite a bit different than what you're going to be doing, or at least getting cargo and stuff from on the region version. So the basic premise of what we're doing with this map is there's going to be a ski club at the very top of the hill where we're going to do that my version of building the ski lift, setting up the towers. Be a few other deliveries up there, and there's going to be some chalets to build along the ski hill up there, and that's actually, we're just going to grab some service parts and some lumber from the lumber yard, and we're going to haul them up and go have a look at the little chalet area that we're going to be dealing with. The other kind of focus that is going to be on this map is the observatory, which is actually going to be probably a little higher up the mountain. And there's not a lot of paved roads. There are tons of trails on this map. There's going to be a really good mix of, at the bottom of the mountain, we're looking at kind of half snow, half mud. Kind of like, I guess, the Yukon DLC was, in terms of you're going to have a mix, and then as you get about halfway up the mountain, you're going to get into full snow. And you'll see as we kind of head up the mountain here how it changes on the way up. This is a little bit tighter in here than I thought it was going to be when I put it together in the editor. Quick fix without changing too much would be getting rid of the gate there. Would love to know what you think on the small pickup areas. I mean, a little bit of careful reversing there and it's not a big deal. I don't know if you guys like the challenge overwhelmingly or if it's something that's just kind of annoying. I enjoy trying to get you guys to do a little bit of reversing and stuff. It's another trucking skill, but I also understand that things like that can get a bit irritating. And I probably should have went to the lumber mill first. We're actually going to be heading up a dirt road, and I know, because I made it, that there is going to be a bit of snow to deal with. I actually have the Jat all-season tires, and I might regret it when we get up in the snow up here. It's not going to be anything too crazy. I guess I should mention, if I hadn't already, I can't remember, I'm doing a vanilla test here. I know there was a few that were worried about the hills being too much, and I've been adjusting them quite a bit as I keep kind of building this world together, and I've been, again, like I said, doing a ton of adjustments on making the waterfalls actual waterfalls instead of a sloped river, or as close as I can get. And I've done a lot of work that way too, so this is kind of the first run up the hill with a bit of a load with a vanilla truck. I got the second to top engine and the highway gearbox, which might suck up here in the deeper snow if I need diff lock. This snow's not going to be super deep, but I want it to be enough that it's just kind of annoying. And again, because we're getting close to the halfway point of the mountain when we get up near the lumber mill, so as we go up higher, we're going to get a little bit more snow to deal with and less mud, so it's going to change a little bit that way. This is about what I was looking for, to be honest with you. I mean, having the off-road tires would help a lot here. They are the best in the deep snow. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be a few missions where you're going to have to come up here and grab some lumber. And you know, region-wise, like, part of my thought is, you know, doing a lot of the trucking between maps, you may have like an 8-slot truck set up to go on the highway, and then bring an off-road truck or something. Like, if you need a fair amount of wood brought down from up here, perhaps load that truck. And I'm going to put some ramps at all the garages on all the maps. I'm going to remember that. I got it on this one now. And then you load up your off-road truck, and you're going to run in and out on these tougher roads with it. Load up the highway truck and then deliver that to other places is just kind of my thought process. And I'm going to spare you some of the pain here, and we'll do a little bit of a speed through on slugging through the snow. Again, this is where my all-season tires, because I do have a fair bit of highway running to do on the end of this, and it's all uphill. Again, I haven't greased up the roads. You can, or ice them up. You can use the wetness the same way as you use on the mud to make things slippery like ice. I don't know how heavy I want to go with that. Like I said, I might do kind of patchy areas and just give a bit of a challenge. I don't want to make it like spin out or chains only, or maybe that's something you guys want to see up near the top of the mountains. The road's icier with a hill, and maybe you do need chains. I don't know. I'm open for ideas for sure. This is just kind of a closed in the winter lumber mill where you can come grab some stuff, and we'll speed through some of this slugging through the snow a bit. I am pretty happy with this snow depth. I mean, if you're concerned and you play with mods, my mod truck would have no trouble in this. And there are going to be some tough roads. Not that you're going to be hauling huge loads on, but this thing's doing pretty well for all-season tires. It's a nice looking truck, actually. So really, once I get this this map finished up, I'm looking at starting to put together the region, and that'll be a lot of planning. I got a lot of ideas for missions, but I do have a lot of adjusting to do, and there's things that I may remove from the single map versions that were mostly there for a cargo place or some sort of thing like that to kind of accommodate being a single map. But you're going to be doing a lot more planning in the region, and I was thinking about having, well, I'm going to have craftable items, a few of them in this map, in the region, and I know people have said that they kind of work good for a warehouse storage if you're bringing some extra cargo, so I'm really thinking about having a crafting spot on every map, and that way you can make the couple of things that you need, which may be reoccurring. The way I've kind of got it planned out now, you'll need some of these things a few times. And then if you have extra cargo and you're heading somewhere you don't need it, you can drop it off at that warehouse and use it as an in-game warehouse. So I always thought that was kind of a neat idea when I was told about it. I personally don't play the game very much, so I don't remember when the last time I actually sat down and played the game. Most of what I pick up on the new stuff is from watching you guys play. Anyone that posts videos, I usually try to get a gist of the new things and see a few of the missions, but just not enough time in the day to play the game too. So again, any ideas you have, I have a few antenna missions that are going to be on here, and then we got a few delivery missions. I was thinking about making a kind of snowmobile cabin area or something that you got to kind of bring up some small cargoes with for the single map version. And who knows, I can probably use it in the region, but I'm gonna get a good, hopefully 12 or 15 missions for this single map, and then it's gonna be going for the full pull on the region. It's kind of intimidating because it's going to be putting 4 maps together. That's a lot of missions and a lot of planning. I'll just have to kind of give you updates as I go too. It's just, like I said, I've just got to get to it. I got a bunch of stuff written down. It's just about really hashing it out and then working in each of the 4 maps and setting up your zones. And it's going to be so many recoveries, I think, in the region. Obviously, I'm going to put some in the single map version here too. And like I said, there are tons of trails. If you really look at the sides of the roads, first of all, most of it's relatively open, so you can really cruise around where you want, but there are a ton of little trails that might be kind of hard to see. Most of them should be marked on the map, even if you don't really recognize them because of the snow. It's really lots of opportunity to just kind of cruise around and off-road if you like that too. These hills I am pretty happy with. This was the part that I was most worried about, and I did quite a bit of smoothing of the hills, stretching it out so it was a bit longer and not as steep. And we went up there pretty well. And I find the hills, to get up them, it's really a mix of when to throw it into high gear. That's why I chose the highway transmission for that little bit faster high gear. Again, it's irritating in the snow to only have that slow low gear, but ultimately, in the high gear generally, some are faster than others, mods especially, but usually if they're set up right, it's almost just fast enough that you don't start losing the traction that the game does, so you can kind of stay on it. In this truck in particular, some of them, the automatic transmission just, I find when you're using it in automatic, if you don't completely pin the throttle, it doesn't shoot out, like lose traction as much, but like this transmission's really sensitive. As soon as I let off a bit, it just wants to shift back to first gear. So this is the area where I was thinking of maybe putting some slippery spots, which you would be able to kind of pick up as you're driving up to them. There's a little trail right there. There's tons of them, like I said. But just little shiny spots, another trail there, that icy spots that you might slip on the turns or something like that. So this is about the halfway point of the mountain. If you turn left, you're going to head towards the observatory. And this way is to get up to the ski club. And then there'll be a few other things like that lookout that you may have seen in my last short and last video is a trail that you can get to this way. A lot of those little muddy trails, they're going to be used for the recovery missions. You can see here's a waterfall that I've spent quite a bit of time trying to make look half decent. I don't know, there's not a whole lot more I can do. I had to make it work. I cheated when I did this before. I could say I didn't know as much. This was a couple of years ago when I did this, but I just had a river with a whole bunch of incline on it, so it didn't look natural. Well, now I've flattened it out and made actual waterfalls, and there's so many waterfalls. And they look as good as a waterfall can in this game. Yeah, these corners they might make it a little tougher with some slippery spots in it. Few more signs that I've put in up here. We came up here in the first video, and I've built up the ski lodge area and stuff. It's all kind of finished now. You can see here, so we have actual waterfalls. Looks not too bad from this angle. Just another switchback or two. This thing's hauling up the hill pretty easy. I mean, there's bigger loads you could haul, but this is by no means one of the biggest trucks. So I think I got the hills set up pretty good now. As I've mentioned before, I want to keep these maps doable with vanilla trucks, and I think I'm sticking to it. Again, it's not all going to be easy with vanilla trucks, but pick the right vehicle. So here's the ski lodge. All this was missing last time we came up here. Not done yet, but you can see the general layout. And the ski lift that you're going to put together with all the chairs and the lift cable, and there's a few things. There's something we're going to deliver to the bottom of the lift. There's quite a little trail. It's going to take you on a pretty snowy, tight trail to get down to the bottom. It's going to be a mission and a bunch of stuff there. And like I said, we're going to head over to these chalets that we're going to deliver some stuff to build. We're actually going to have a pretty big gully that we're going to cross, and the bridge is there. Well, in the map that you're going to play, you're going to have to build that bridge too. Essentially, we're setting this place up is my premise on the way the missions are going to lay out. And like I said, the ski lift, you're going to have to deliver stuff right down to each of the tower locations, like pipes, probably a large pipe, or maybe two, depends how realistic you want me to make it be for cargo count. Probably one, because there's 3 towers, I think, on it, so you're gonna have to drive up and down that ski hill a few times. I said there's 2 ways to either go from the bottom up or the top down. Snow will be quite a variance of depths on the ski hill too. So this is the bridge. I just put a bridge over top of the one that you're going to actually build. It's not going to have railings either. And you can see here are the chalets that we're going to be building. So let me know what you think so far. Yeah, thank you so much for hanging around. If you're still here, hope you're looking forward to the region version. That's really what I'm focused on now. is getting this thing all set up, throwing in some fun little missions for the single map version, and then let's get hammered onto this this Highway Haulin 3 region. I want to make it my best region yet, so stay tuned. Appreciate the support. We'll talk to y'all again real soon.